My question was, why would I need a coach?
Yes, I loved that question, by the way. I was like, that is a good question.
Right.
So, yeah, so you don't have to have a coach. That's the first thing that I thought, actually, when you asked that question.
Mhm.
Um, we don't have to have a coach. So it's very similar to so if you're not in the world of business coaching, if you've never had a coach before,
Mhm.
um, if you think about it in terms of, let's say, like basketball.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to have a coach. You can go out and play and you can go figure it out to the best of your ability. It's
Mhm.
going to take you longer and you will make more mistakes, right?
Mhm.
And you may not become as good as you could with a coach
Okay.
because you're going based off of your limited knowledge of what you have or what you want to try or what you think might work.
Mhm. Okay.
And when you have a coach, depending on the type of coach you have now, let me caveat that. Um, because some coaches don't have real estate experience, but they're business coaches. So they can't give
Mhm.
you, depends on what you're looking for, right? They can't give you very specifics on how to conduct a real estate business to be able to grow the fastest and get the most business and get the repeat business and all that.
Mhm.
That's one of the reasons why, I mean, as a coach, I still sell because I'm still in the game right with you guys. So it's really easy for me to coach you through what's going on in the market, what your buyers are doing, how to respond to the sellers, because mine are doing the same thing.
Mhm.
So you get that experience along with, it's not outdated experience, I guess, compared to some of the programs that maybe that are out there and people have been, out of the market for 20 years, but they're coaching and they're trying to tell you what to do. But you're like, but it's not the same because the market changes all the time.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit different than that. Yeah. What is that? What do you think about that?
Well, the fact that you said you'll make more mistakes and it'll take you longer, like that resonates, the taking longer, because I did have a coach like about a year and some change ago. And
Okay.
I can see the difference. The hindrance was we were in two completely different markets.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, so him not knowing my market, the information kind of rendered ineffective. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because I'm like in a rural slash suburb market, and he's in a metro market. So
Okay.
yeah, so the information was kind of ineffective. So that was I did decide not to do a coach, and I did take some of the information that he gave me, which was very, very helpful. And
Mhm.
it has helped my business, but I noticed the stopping point. And when I noticed that stopping point, I was like, do I need a coach? What's going
Yeah.
on? So when
Yeah.
I saw this in my thing, I said, oh, why would I need a coach? That would be the perfect question I should
Let's
ask.
add, that's a good question. The other thing that came to mind for me, I was actually driving for 6 hours last night. So I had a lot to think about when you had submitted that. And one of the things that came to mind for me was also awareness. So that kind of brings up the point that you just made, which is you hit a stopping point,
Yeah.
but yet sometimes we don't know how to get past our stopping point. We're not sure what our next step is, what's like, what do we do? Which way do we turn? Who do we ask for help? And in our business, I think the hardest thing is we work with our competition. We have to be cordial to our competition, work with them because we're on opposite sides of the transaction from them a lot of times. And so we're directly like friends with our competition in a way,
Hmm.
but yet our competition, who is now our kind of our friend, right? Or even those people in our office, they're not going to share all of their like secrets with you. I know. So I say that too because I only share my secrets with my office. I will have people in our community, other agents ask me questions and I'm like, I'm sorry, that's a secret. Like I can't tell you that.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
that's the stuff that I teach inside my academy. I
Hmm.
share my secrets with the people in the academy because you're not my direct competitors. You guys are all over the United States. So
Right.
therefore, all my secrets, I can be able to share those with you
Hmm. Hmm.
without hurting my own business. right?
I got it. I got it. It'll
And then
benefit.
those, but yeah,
It'll
yeah,
benefit you. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So a coach is really helpful because it helps you to be aware of where you're at, where you might need to go, where you might be stuck. I had an agent just the other day. We started coaching about four weeks ago. She joined my academy,
Mhm.
and one of her stuck points, and she was literally like ready to just go get a different job, was that she had had Zillow. She'd been paying for Zillow leads, and she had had 76 or 78 Zillow leads come in the past 6 months. And she was paying $1,600 a month. So she was spending quite a lot of money. I mean, that's normal for Zillow, but she wasn't converting. So she had a conversion problem. And she's like, Zillow, the leads just aren't working. The leads just suck. And we want to blame the source, or we want to blame this is the reason why we're not making progress.
Right.
We, in one call with her, made a quick tweak. Literally, it took us 5 minutes to teach her what to tweak, which is one of my secrets.
Mhm.
And I think she's on number 5 in a month now. She literally just messaged me again. And she's like, I just got another Zillow lead under contract. Like she is
Wow.
on fire. Yeah. I was like,
Good.
to go,
Good.
right?
Right.
Yeah. She said, had
Return on
another accepted
investment.
offer this weekend for another Zillow lead.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes it's just that we aren't aware of what we're doing. And unless we have that outside person looking and helping you to assess what's
Mhm.
going on, then it's hard to make that progress. So when some people are like, I don't want to pay for a coach, and I'm like, I would pay for a coach all day long, because at $279 a month, you don't think I could make money faster than that? Like
Mhm.
you can make money so much faster than that
Right.
to pay plus and get your money back, right?
Mhm.
Um, from investing in the right coach, in the right person.
Right. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I'm going to turn the tables on you. What do you, what do you feel like you would want in a coach?
Ooh. Trust. I would have to be able to trust you.
Mm.
That's my thing. Also, okay, direction. Okay.
Mhm.
Direction, direction and more direction. Because like I'm very like self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to babysit me, you don't have to hold my hand, none of that. So once you give me my assignment, my homework is done. You know, we're grown, we're adults. So I don't have to have that. But I feel in order for me to keep climbing, I feel I need a coach, but I also know that you're a lifetime coach.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that kind of played a plus for you. I was like, okay, I do know she's a lifestyle coach and she's a coach. So you're the only one who possessed those two things. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was why I started being like, maybe I do need a coach. And then my husband accepted a permanent position in a metro city. So I didn't want to go to that level without a coach.
So are you moving?
Yeah.
You are moving. Okay. So that's a whole nother thing that you're
Right.
going to learn. Yeah. Yeah. That's a whole nother thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to make a move without having a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel like it was no different than a pregnant woman trying to, get ready to have a baby and
Yeah.
you're trying to get her from her house to the hospital, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
where the baby can produce, right? But I knew once I'm hitting that metro, I was like, I need a coach because I'm not, no, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of you've got the right attitude,
Mhm.
where you're just seeking the information. Dallas is the same way. It's like he will execute on the information. You just
Right.
have to be able to have that information and take
Information.
it and run. Yeah. The
Mhm.
people that don't survive number one, either don't have the tools, the tactics, and the information. So because they're lacking and people don't want to really share it with them,
Right.
if they can't figure it out on their own, that's when they tend to fall out of the business. I mean, we have like 87% of agents quit in 5 years.
Right.
We have such a high turnover because we're given like, here's how to do contracts and go ahead and call people and like really surface level information. I feel like, but nobody wants to say, yeah, but when you call the person, this is the kind of information you're going to give them. And this is why they're going to feel comfortable with you. And this is how you create a relationship. And this is why they're going to work with you. Right.
Right.
And then this is how you convert them. And that was like very quickly with my other coaching client, that was quickly like the shift that she had to make. And but I have all these Zillow calls and the leads are coming in and it's like, it's not a leads problem, it's a you problem. And how do we tweak that so that we can better help people and better convert people so we're more successful? Because it is completely doable. The people that don't work in coaching are those that are closed-minded, who don't want to learn new things, who are like, yeah, but I've been doing this thing, right? And it kind of works. And then they're not willing to make any tweaks. Those,
Right.
and I found that in my own, even in my own office, where we've got like 30 agents in the office. And as we've slowly, as they've come on and I've trained them, those that soar are those I say, what's the difference between that person and some of the others that just continue to struggle? And they're like, I just did what you told me. Take
Right.
action. That's
Right.
it. There's like
Right.
there's not a special, I mean, the special is in here and what I teach you, but still like just being willing to listen and believe that it could be true, what I teach you, and take action.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking of any of my coaching clients. So as
Right.
Dallas gets into this, because Dallas literally just joined us this week, because he starts to go through the training. Some people be like, oh my gosh, but I know that. Oh, I know that. Oh, it's so simple. And it's like, then put it into action because
Right.
it really is that simple. This is not a
Right.
complicated business. I don't have a degree. Like it's not a complicated business.
It feels complicated though.
It feels so complicated. You're right. It does feel
It
so
feels real
complicated.
complicated.
It does. And the industry loves to complicate it. I sit and actually read through, I get like Inman News and so I get, that in my email every day. And I love to read through it. And I'm like, man, they make this seem so complicated. It even makes me confused. And I'm like, but I don't need to be confused. I mean, I know what to do. Right. But there's so much information and all these ideas and things that you should have to do and all these programs and apps and things, all that, automatic systems and things we should pay for. And essentially,
Right.
a lot of people just want to continue to make more money off of you because I continue to work my business with one $25 subscription that is worth it. And that's it. Like I don't
Wow.
pay for a separate CRM. There's nothing fancy about what you really need to do in your business.
Right.
I mean, you pay for photographers and that sort of thing. You have expenses.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
it does not have to be a complicated business, but man, the industry loves to complicate it. That's for
And
sure.
so many options. So many
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. 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 Well, we'd love to have you in the academy if you want to come.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep. We'd love you. So I'm lifetime right now. I am making a change. Go ahead, Dallas.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, you may.
Two, we have this training. I'm with Keller Williams. We have something called Ignite, and I just can't do it because it's 2 hours a day for a month, and it's a group training, and it's all this stuff, and you can't ever really, and then never, it's all surface level.
Yes.
I've noticed from what I've already watched and just looking through the topics that you have, you take it to the next level. You go through the what, when, where, how, and why.
Yes.
The other people don't do. And then with the coaching too, then it's on demand, very real situational. Hey, I had this situation. How do I work with this specific situation? So it's not just you get this and just run with it. It's you get this, you run with it, and then you get a client and you say, hey, I'm dealing with this, and okay, this is how you deal with that. So it's very three-dimensional, I guess.
Yes. It's an amazing
Most people don't do
description.
that. I've had another coach, and all they say is, they look at your numbers. Are you making calls? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? But they don't give you any real training ahead of time. They don't tell you what's going to, they don't warn you about what's going to happen. They tell you after the fact, after you kind of make all these stumbles and fumbles, and she
Yes.
teaches you ahead of the time. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take over your call, but
You're good.
one example is I've done Facebook ads, and I was listening to a little bit of, I'm getting to one of those right now because I'm going to do another ad. And you said, oh, something like Facebook ads aren't the best leads. You didn't say you shouldn't do them. You were just saying they aren't the best leads. And I was like, I've done like 2 ads, and I was like, wait a minute, that's exactly what I experienced. No one told me that before I did the ad. They were just like, do an ad, you're going to get leads. I'm like, okay. And then I got these leads, and I was like, these aren't the greatest leads in the world, but no one told me that.
Mm-mm.
I thought I was doing something wrong,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that I
Yeah.
was doing something wrong. Anyway.
No, that's an awesome point, because there's so many, when people say like they're looking for the magic solution, right? Like, Shannon, you're going to move to a new area and you'd be like, what's my magic solution for how I'm going to get leads? There's not a magic solution, but there is what you love to do and
Right.
what you're good at. Right. So the type of people you like to talk to, the areas that you want to enter, like what do you want to be, known for? What do you want to be really great at? What like lights your heart on fire and makes you want to wake up in the morning and make your phone calls or talk to people or approach people or offer your services? Like, what is that thing? Because for me, I love to get in the community and I love to talk to people. So I will go stand all day at my fair. I think we just had our county fair. I'll go stand there all day and I will chat people up all day long. And I love it. And it's great. And that's how I, get my face in front of people. It's part of my branding, right? Branding recognition. And I've done that for years. I did that when I first started. I put on fundraisers at the middle school because my kids were in middle school and they didn't have fundraisers. So I did this gigantic, crazy, awesome fundraiser for a few years. I got to know other people in the community. Like, that's how I started to introduce myself to other people. I approached other people. So there's things, but I loved doing those things. If I gave that to Dallas, he might be like, oh my gosh, I'm not running a fundraiser. That's not what I love to do. Well, if you don't love to do it,
I never tried it.
oh, you might want to try it. I think it's pretty fun. I've got a whole plan of how to do that. But it's something that I liked, right? And if you like it and you want to do it, then that's something you do. If you love to go hit up certain businesses and provide relocation packages for them because you love business to business work, then you do that. There's so many different ways to get business, and not one way is like some magic bullet. Number one, you need multiple sources. So I teach you multiple ways to get business because that's how we funnel in and compound so that we're selling more than just 12. Right. That's how we get to the 48. That's how we get to the 56. That's how we get to the 98, because we have to compound what we're doing if we want to make more money. If we stick with one source and we're like, oh, but I'm just tunnel vision, I'm really great at this one thing, then but you want to sell 40 and you're selling 12 or 15, we have to increase our capacity to do more things. So, and then that being said, like, all of them aren't the fastest. So I actually teach you in Dallas, if you haven't gone into it yet, if you go into the first lesson in Supercharge, which we'll have our call together. So I'll give you that map. He literally just joined a couple days ago. But my first lesson in Supercharge, I have my top 20 high impact lead generating activities. So if you're going to be like, okay, what am I going to do, or how am I going to find leads, but I need to get money faster? Here's your top 20 things that you can be able to do that are more customer facing and more likely to move the needle and get you business, which is a little different than if you want to run a Facebook ad. That's okay, but you're going to have to filter through a lot of garbage before you get someone who's ready to do something. And do you have the patience for that? I don't have all the patience in the world for that. I'm like, get me to the goal faster. I want to talk to the person who wants to sell their house today, and I want to help them. So how do I find them? And then what do I say to them? Right? Does that make sense? So there's not a wrong way, and everybody finds their own niche. I have one guy who's like, I really want a door knock. I'm like, then door knock. I don't want to get shot, number one. But number two, I don't like when people knock on my door. I'm like, I don't want solar panels. Stop knocking on my door. If you knock on somebody's door and say, are you interested in selling your house? Like, I just don't feel like that, to me, is not very personal. Yes, you're talking to someone, so you feel like it's personal, but there's no relationship backing that up. So it's no different than just making a cold call. That's not my jam. I don't know
Mine
about you.
too. No.
Yeah.
No cold call, no door knocking. No.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not, but some
but
people love it.
Keller Williams, they heard cattle. They like, you got a door knock, you got a cold call.
Yeah.
You
Be- yeah.
I'm
And
like,
mostly probably because they don't have time to tell everybody individually and help you hone in. What are you good at and what do you want to try?
right,
They're just
right.
like, here's all of our gazillions of agents, and we're going to give you this blanket training. But I'm going to tell you the funniest thing. I learned this my very first month. It took me 2 months to finally get my license because my fingerprints didn't come back. My background check and my fingerprints were delayed. By the time I went and took my like oath class from the local association, and I met up with a few people at the same time who I had gone to school with, we'd all had our license for a month at that point. They were still in 40 hours a week of training with their brokerage. I had already landed an entire subdivision in a builder.
Mm.
That's the difference, right? You
Mhm.
can sit in a classroom and you can read about how to do your job all day long, or I can tell you in a short 20-minute video how to get your butt up and what to do and what to say so that you get to go make progress.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference between the trainings. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay.
I can tell you what she's saying is true. Because I won't do the trainings in my office. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I can't do that group training. It's inefficient. I need to get right to the point and move on with the next thing. You know,
Yes.
the next thing. I even asked them. I said, "Can you do this month-long training in 2 days and I'll pay for it?" They wouldn't offer that. I was like, "Why not?" Like,
Yeah.
it made no sense
Let's
to me.
bring it along. I don't know. They
Yeah,
think that it works because over the years it's worked, but
but
I
different
think
people, right? It's different personality
it is
types.
different
So
personality
Right.
types. Yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So does that answer any of your questions about why you need a coach, Shanna?
yeah, it answered a lot. Like, I do need a, I know always in the back of my mind, I kept being like, I know I need a coach, but when you posted, I was like, ooh, and I was like, why would I need a coach? You
Yeah.
know?
Good.
And I know asking that question, you would answer it. However you answered it, will let me know if I needed you as a coach. That was the catch, and I was like, it would let me know because when you transitioning, when I hit that ceiling, I was like, okay, and I had a productivity coach at that, so that was stressful. It's stressful because your conversation always like how many closings, how many calls, how many,
it's all
like,
numbers.
it's
Yeah, it's all
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very numbers, and because I hold myself accountable already, that accountability from the coach was actually stressful.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes the accountability, sometimes it's, oh, I'm not hitting my numbers. Like my girl that, needed the little bit of tweak for the Zillow leads, right? It also was, how is my attitude and my energy going into the thing that I'm doing? And
Right.
am I not showing up the way that I really should? So I'm not really converting at a high rate because I don't feel very good because I'm arguing with my husband or I'm depressed. Or, I mean,
Mhm,
sometimes there's other reasons why we're not hitting our goals, which is kind of that's where my life coaching certification came in.
mhm.
Because sometimes it's not a numbers problem. Sometimes it's not a business problem. Sometimes it's a you problem. And then it's like, okay, we're not getting over this hurdle. And why are we not getting over the hurdle? Let's break that part down. So you get both the high performance coaching part from me and the life coaching part from me, and the fact that I've been in real estate for 9 years, selling 100 houses a year, and I still sell houses. So you get what I feel like is a full package of a coach where we can hit any aspect. We haven't yet had something we haven't been able to conquer.
Right.
Because it's not just about our numbers sometimes. And sometimes it is. And some people need motivation for numbers, and that's great. But some people, that's not the problem.
Right, right. Because
Yeah.
I love relationship. So I like
Good.
having that relationship with people. I didn't like be like, okay, I need to get you to the closing table. Bye.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was like, that feels horrible, you know?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
thank you,
I don't.
Jesus. Just off of my customer service experience, I knew better than that, you know. I
Mm,
didn't know better. But it I was like, I just need a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I was able to answer your question today.
You
Oh,
did.
got
You
Marcia in the
did.
room.
Yes, and the young man. Thank you so much for your input too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
And she called you young, Dallas. That was super
Thank
awesome.
you.
I'm always courteous, I don't know his age, young man.
I'm like, I keep getting called
25.
ma'am.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. We just had Marcia drop in. Marcia, do you have a question for us? Marcia or Marcia? Oh, let's see your cute face. Ask us a question. Oh, you're on an old desktop, probably doesn't have a camera. Okay. Well, Dallas, do you have any questions before we go today?
No, I don't think so. Not today.
Okay. So I'll see you on Monday. We're actually, we came up to, we're right by the river here at the moment, but we got to go take my dad's roof off to help him get a new roof put on. So that's what we're doing today.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So it was a fast move. We had to take off and come help him. So anyway, awesome. Well, dang it, Marcia, you were Marcia. You'll have to catch the replay. I'll start getting the replays put up here, starting tomorrow. So if you guys missed an Ask a Coach, then you can be able to listen to a replay of Ask a Coach. We've had some really awesome questions that have come in. We did have some door knocking and cold calling questions come in the first week, which was awesome. So I'll get those replays put up and you can listen to them on the podcast when you're driving around to show houses. So awesome. Okay. Well, if you do want to get into the academy, it is a lifetime access right now until October 1st. So just go to agentleader.com/academy and you can be able to get signed up and into our weekly coaching. And then you'll have access to, so many trainings that you'll have to, so many trainings, not Dallas. But I will give you a roadmap so that I mean, Dallas, it seems like you're kind of sifting through already what it is that you're looking for and what you need.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you do go the realm of Facebook ads, hit me up, Dallas, and I've got some additional trainings I can give you actually from conference that we had from my Facebook ad specialist that runs my ads for me. She put together an entire training and she coaches the conference. So I can be able to give you that.
Okay,
So if you want to go that direction, let me know and I can give you some tools for that too. So
awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. All right, you guys will have an amazing day. I've got 2 listings I got to get paperwork done on and a roof to go put on. So here we go.
Yeah. Have a good day.
See you later. Bye, guys.